Hello guys, thanks for joining me on another edition of Time Out with Yomi Martins. My name is Yomi Martins from the city of Lagos, Nigeria. And today I'll be talking about how France still controls Africa and the true story behind the Niger Republic revolt. Hang out with me, we are still going to be talking about the influence of economic, political and social impacts, which is still going to, be valuable to you, because on this channel we talk about everything to make money and all that stuff. So we're still talking about money. Politics is still money, and politics and economy. The economy cannot be totally, separated. Now let's dive right into it. But let me tell you this before I continue. If you always like the content I produce, please smash the like button, smash the subscribe button as well. Drop me a comment, and so that other people can be able to easily see contents that I produce every time. Let's get right into it. After the Second World War, a lot of agitation started, right? From French-speaking African countries that wanted to be independent. And also, France was finding it hard to take hold of power after their defeat during that Second World War in the hands of the Nazis of Germany. Now they had to grant independence, but they didn't just grant that independence. All their French-speaking colonies had to sign an agreement, which we all know right now is actually affecting the economy of those French colonies. I will repeat, French colonies, because as far as I'm concerned, they are still colonies right now. Now, they signed an agreement with France. Number one, part of the agreement was they would use a centralized colonial currency called the CFA franc. Who does that? The CFA franc happens to be the only colonial currency still in existence till today. Not even the British did anything like that to their old colonies. Now they signed an agreement to use the CFA franc, not just use the CFA franc. At the beginning of the agreement, 100% of their foreign reserves were kept with the French Central Bank, right? But right now, of late, about 50% is still kept. If 50% or more is still kept in the French Central Bank. Now, when these countries want their money, they have to borrow it, right? To use, and to also give a justification that they want to use their own money. It's as bad as that. Now, another thing about the CFA franc is that it killed the economy of those countries. How did it kill the economy of those countries? The CFA franc is backed by the euro, right? So basically, when the euro increases, the CFA franc increases as well, right? Now, what happens is this. It's very, very simple. It made for local produce unattractive for exports. A typical example is what happened in Senegal when the Senegalese were trying to, build up their rice production. They found out that nobody was buying because the Thai rice from Thailand was way, way cheaper. It was way, way cheaper because the CFA franc was too expensive. They couldn't export. So every colony faced that disadvantage. You can look at it, just look at all the over 20 colonies that France has in Africa are all underdeveloped after France left. And anybody that wants to, go against them is punished. How? An example is the case of Guinea, when Sekou Touré said it is better to be poor in freedom than to be rich in slavery. The guy got an attack. How did France attack him? One, they started printing fake Guinea notes, which messed up their economy. They destroyed all the infrastructure that France left behind, right? And the country was, and they stopped foreign aid as well. That was the case of Guinea. Now, as part of the agreement also that France had with their old colonies was to have the presence of troops in their countries. Troops in a sovereign land. The excuse given was insecurity. The ISIS, the Boko Haram insurgencies, that they wanted to help those countries, to protect themselves. Did they call for that protection, you ask? Well, your guess is as good as mine. Now, part of the agreement also was they had the first right of refusal for access to all the country's resources. So, let's use Niger Republic example now. Niger has a huge deposit of uranium, which France goes there to export to their own country. But what is the value they pay for it? What value do they pay for it? That's the uranium that France uses in powering, creating energy in their own country, yet Niger Republic takes electricity. Niger Republic that has uranium takes electricity from Nigeria. Now there are threats of war that, they want to, ECOWAS countries want to attack Niger. Nigeria has cut off power supply and all that stuff to Niger. The common man is suffering. Every precedent that France sponsors to the throne, in quotes, is always in riches. And, the common man will just end up suffering. The common man, the economy is in shambles. Gabon, case, father ruled, son is ruling, country is rich in petrol. Petrol is being mined by which company? A French company. I don't want to mention the name. Right? So that is actually the reason for the agitation in Niger. The agitation in Mali, the agitation in Burkina Faso, because all these rulers or all the common man is now revolting, right? They don't want the same thing to continue, because it's even cheaper for France right now, not being colonial masters, running the government in those countries. They are running the government in those countries by proxy. It's cheaper. And they are just milking all those countries, to their knees. They are milking them. It's that bad. But now, the question is this. Will the present generation allow this to continue? Your guess is as good as mine. Or will we have a wildfire that will sweep out all these policies across all French African countries? Let's wait and see. Before you go, remember, just smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, so you'll always be the first to hear from me anytime I bring out a video. Take care of yourself, and as I always say, don't do what I will not do. Bye for now.